everyone, if you're looking at the screen right now, if you're one of the Bible teachers, you should have received this document. And this is the lesson planning document to help prepare your lessons. And so for each day, there's of the 5 days of the camp, there are a lesson plan, or there is a lesson plan that should be prepared. And depending on your age, it's the same lesson plan. So if you're wondering, like if you're like Brian, I think he's doing the grade 6 aged kids. We call them doves. So Brian's got the doves. Well, he's got the same lesson plan as Kristen, who's doing 4K age kids. So it's really taking the lesson plan and then adapting it to the age group that you're in. So the other document that you should have received with that communication, is it this one here? Yes. So also there should have been a handout like this. And this coincides with the document. Let's see, this is the handout that would go home with the kids for the Palm Sunday, or that day one lesson plan. So this one particular, this is really for your reference as teachers to understand kind of what the theme is about for the day and help you in your lesson planning. It's not something that you print out. These handouts are going to be printed for you. They're going to be ready for you when you get to the end of the day and you hand these out to the kids in your class. And again, you're looking, if you're a Bible teacher or you're an assistant helping in the classroom, you'll get no more than 13 students, more likely 12. But if we have a little bit over, we don't want to turn anyone away. So these will go home with the students, but you don't have to print them out.
Ryan, I believe I checked most of the attachments that you sent me, and I don't think I received either one of these two. Do you know what day you sent those?
Sure. Sorry, who is this? I don't know the voice.
Kristen. Sorry, Kristen.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that, and I sent them out actually yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm making a
Pam has them.
Okay, thanks. I'll double check.
Sure. And it totally could have been on me, so I will make sure you get them no matter what.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, and Kristen, if anybody has a question, put the stop sign up, imaginary stop sign. I'm sure I can stop and answer the question. So, all right. There's a couple more that each teacher should have and use to prepare. This document that's up there now, these are the daily themes, and this is something that all of us, no matter if you're doing registration at the registration table, helping out that way or something, or you're a teacher or you're an assistant teacher or you're doing sports or whatever, each day, keep these themes in mind. Like day one, we talked a little bit about Palm Sunday. You know, we keep going. You got day 2, Jesus in Gethsemane. Day 3, our Savior dies. Day 4, he's risen. Day 5, they close it with Thomas believes. So, you know, in our little conversations with kids or if we have parents that are around, you know, we can mention these things, and they should always kind of be in our thought process as we go. And I'm going to email this out tomorrow, so everyone will have this document. If I didn't send it to everyone already, I can't. So many things going in and out. But if you don't have it yet, I'll make sure you get it. The next one for teachers.
This is Brian. With the lesson plans that you want the teachers to do, is that something that we should print out, or are those going to be printed out when we get there as well?
Great question. So those are your lesson plans. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to have with you. You know, I'd print them out before you come. You know, if you're making them. If you're gonna if you don't do all of them, I mean, from what I've been talking to several teachers that are on the planning committee that help put this together, and they highly recommended getting all the lesson plans done before you come. But if you know this is volunteer work. We all have our regular jobs, and if you can't get all of them created beforehand, and when you want to do some of them when you get here, we can certainly print them out for you when we get, either at our house, right here actually behind me on the printer, or we could do it at Grace. So just let me know if you need to do any kind of printing or prep work while you're here.
Okay.
So those are the big items. There's one. Where is that thing now? I must have. Oh no, here we go. So one of the other items that each teacher should have, and we're going to go through this in a little bit more detail when we get the master schedule, when we look at that, if you're looking at your agendas. But this document here, Kristen, we're featuring your classroom, the dreaded mongoose. So all of your little mongoose, the 4K kids, and we'll talk. It says assistant. I'm pointing at I've got like a whole wall of monitors in front of me here. Your assistant is a lady named Donna. It's spelled Deanna, but she goes by Donna. We'll talk about pairings in a minute, but I want to focus on the actual schedule that's up there. So each one of you should have received this document, and if you didn't, either type it in the chat along the screen there, or send me an email or something. Any way of letting me know you didn't get this, because this is critical for the flow of each day. So this is the daily schedule for Kristen's classroom, and Kristen does not have to do all of these things. However, she does have to make sure that, or her and Donna together have to make sure that all of these things happen. So if that means, like in the opening, that's going to be a short presentation at the in the church area, and I'll show you some really cool pictures in a minute of the school and the church and your classrooms. Thanks, Pam. I saw your note. Okay. So yes, so that opening, you'll have to just watch for your kids, and they'll all be marked. So every kid is going to have a little name tag that says like mongoose on it. So when they come into the opening ceremony, if you will, just try to gather the little mongoose together. And that goes the same for, I mentioned Brian is kind of the dove classroom. So Brian, kind of watch out for those doves, kind of corral them into, and there's plenty of seating. There'll be plenty of seating for everybody. So just try to get them into that one area. So then right away, Kristen's got swimming in the morning. So what does that mean? Well, Kristen and Donna will actually take the 12 little mongoose and walk them over to the pool. They don't really have to do much at the pool. What Kristen and Donna, what they do have to do is assist in any way that the head swim teacher directs. Most likely that's going to be for the kids that are not participating in swimming for whatever reason. Maybe working with them, playing games, just kind of having fun, letting the kids do what kids do in a safe way, and being around. And if they need, and this is important, we'll talk about swim instructing. If for some reason they need a swim instructor, you might be called into duty. That's not supposed to be the intention, but again, we talked about being flexible, and sometimes that'll happen. I don't anticipate you having to swim at this point, but you might. And then after that, Kristen and Donna will bring the team back, or you can have your snack right there at the pool, whatever. It's just that you have to be around for the kids to have their snacks and things like that. If it makes sense for the kids to bring snacks to the pool, sure. I mean, you guys can feel out the classroom and know what the kids are doing and stuff. So then and also if you brought, there's like going to be an activity book, and I'm going to be sending this tomorrow or Friday. It's not something that you have to really prep for, just know what it is. So the kids are going to work through an activity. So if you wanted to say, bring your snack and bring the activity book over to the pool, there's picnic tables and places you could do the snack and activity there if you want to. Then walk the kids back to Grace, and there'll be, then it's sports time. And this could either, we'll talk a little bit about the master schedule, but this could be Brian, or it could be Brian's supporting cast, if you will, leading the kids through sports. And then this is really a time where Kristen and Donna can just take a breather. And at more than likely at the swimming time, there'll be a lot of resting as well. So the morning for Kristen and Donna is pretty light. So then after sports is done, Donna and Kristen escort the students over to music, which is funny because this is partly one of Kristen's areas as well. She's helping to set up. And since Kristen will have 2 assistants supporting her in this, which I think is Hannah and Karen, remind me, who's the other one? It's Hannah and, I forget.
It's Hannah and Sam.
Sam, that's right. Oh yeah, and Sam's here, great. Yeah, so Hannah and Sam will be supporting Kristen in this. So at that point, Kristen, in this instance, you can get as involved as you want in music because this is kind of the area that you could help with. And then maybe Donna learns a thing or 2. And by the way, Donna is very excited. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, that's
So yeah, so then it's lunchtime. Then it's back to the original classroom, which I don't think you've seen yet because you've gone right to swimming. But unless you did your snack and activity back in the classroom, whatever. But lunch will be at the classroom, and the kids bring their own lunch. So you don't have to worry about marching them down to the cafeteria to get food or anything like that. They'll just have their lunch there. And then after lunch, that's when the Christ-Light instruction begins. That's when the lesson plan that we mentioned earlier takes place. And then that leads right into the craft time. And the crafts will already be in the classrooms, ready to go. All you have to do is kind of, to use a football metaphor, you just kick it off. Tell them, here's the crafts, here's the materials, follow the instructions, and there's age-appropriate crafts that are going to be prepared for you in every classroom. And then after that, take the kids down to the church area again, and we close. And that's how it works. And there'll be a schedule like this for everybody, and we're going to look at the master schedule and the pairings in just a few minutes. But I just want to make sure that everybody got this, because this is your day. This is what you're doing. And so yeah, we'll keep going through this. I want to keep the ball moving because we got a lot of cool stuff coming ahead. Let's see. I think we covered all of the teacher items. We got the flow of the day. We got the themes. Let's see. All right. So now, before we get into the master schedule, there's 2 other material items that everybody should have received. And oh, sorry, excuse me. Music. I want to show, since Sam and Kristen are here, where's my music file? Let's see. Oh, it's another one of these. Yeah. Oh, this is Swim. Sorry, guys. Huh. I must not have brought music up there. So I will follow up with the music. Anyway, there's a music schedule that looks just like this. This is the swimming schedule. And I'm going to make sure everybody kind of has this. But definitely, like Karen and Zach and Whitney, it's very important for the 3 of you to have this. And to know that you're going to be working with Miss Jasmine during the day. She is a Grace member and just really motivated, great swimmer, great athlete, has done this before. So you'll be working with her during the day. And then Miss Jenny happens to be my wife. So she does she'll do the afternoon sessions with swimming. But anyway, just something to be aware of. No need to like memorize this right now, but just to know that if you're helping with swimming, that in a dedicated capacity, you should have this. And if you don't, let me know. Otherwise, this is what it looks like. So sports, yeah. So let's see. Found the email. Thank you, Kristen. Got that. Found that email. Wonderful. So sports, Brian, there's one that looks just like that. I didn't bring it up, and I'm not going to go searching for it during the middle of a presentation. So okay. If you don't have that, which I sent it out yesterday, but if you don't have it, let me know. But it's the same thing. It shows which classes come to sports at what times. So when you're planning out your day and your activities of what sports you think that should be utilized, different age groups will be coming at you at different times. So thinking about setup and things like that, how you want that to flow, use that to kind of help guide.
Okay, yeah, I got it here. But like, how is that going to work then? Since I'm also like teaching. Yep.
So I knew that question's coming. That's a great one. So thank you. Let's see. There's 2 local coaches that are going to be supporting you, and one of them is named Coach Phillip. He's actually the Phi Ed teacher at Grace. And they don't say Phi Ed here. So if you say Phi Ed to somebody, they're going to be like, what is that? That's psychology? And They say PE, so he's the PE teacher. And he'll be around from Tuesday to Friday. He won't be there on Monday, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Most of the local folks won't be here Monday, and we're probably expecting a lower enrollment on Monday because it's a national holiday. But that's okay. That's totally fine. That's just the way it is. So what will happen though is you'll have the other two coaches will be here, and all you have, they know how to do the sports. They know how to help set things up. So all you have to do is share with them what you want to get done. And that's why I say putting you in contact with them beforehand is pretty key. And even if you, like Coach Phillip, he's the PE teacher at Grace. He doesn't do email or Facebook Messenger or anything. All he has is old school T9 cell phone. So basically, I'm your go-between. So anything you want to say to Coach, anything you want anything you want to know from Coach, just ask me, and I'll make sure that the information gets to him and comes from him. So they'll be able. They're fully capable of handling all the sports stuff. And then when you have a chance, you're going to be paired with Danielle, and fully confident that Danielle can hold the fort in the classroom if you have to bounce in and out of class or whatever to go help with sports. And that's the beauty of having a really strong pair. And I definitely urge you, Danielle and Brian, if you can talk a little bit before you come down or when you get, because you guys will be staying at Seabreeze. Talk through some of the logistics of how you want the sports thing to work and how best you feel comfortable going back and forth, Brian. Because really, this is a chance. I mean, you can make this whatever you want it to be. Everyone they'll be looking for your lead, and that's a really cool thing. So, and it's a chance to show new things to the coaches here and help them along. They're really good, but they don't know everything, right? Just like we don't know everything about Grenada. So it's a really cool chance to kind of show your mettle a little bit.
Right.
So now I want to keep rolling along. I'll bring up now the master schedule. So I showed the Mongoose schedule right here, right? So look at how they all kind of play together. Let's see. I remember now who's got chickens. Kindergarten. That is. Oh, don't tell me.
Me.
Jessica. That's
Jessica.
Right.
Oh, I won't tell you.
That's right. And then Monkey is Alex. She's a local teacher. And then, well, either way, look, I won't go through all of them. We'd have too much fun. So, yeah, just look at how yours compares. And a great example is swimming is always done in groups by ages, right? So it's not only Kristen that's going to be going over. Kristen and Jessica are both going over to swimming right away in the morning. And they all kind of line up. So if you both want to bring snacks and activities, hey, great. Or if you want to come back and do it in your classroom, sure, awesome. It's completely up to you. What do you feel most comfortable with the little crew you got? The gaggle of chickens. Here. Oh, gaggles of turkeys, my bad. These are bad jokes. I've been up too long. Anyway. So you can see how they kind of flow, and then Brian with sports, you can see where you might have your opportunities to kind of step away. I mean, here's your schedule here, right? So if you think about where you're actually going to be in sports in the morning, can you get away one day, right? Because this day, all of these repeat for you guys. It's the same schedule every day, right? So if it gets to the point where Danielle just does Christlight and the activity and the crafts for a day, then Brian can step away and do a lot more sports stuff. So it's all in the comfort level that you guys have and running, kind of guiding those kids. So so that's kind of what the whole thing looks like. And everyone should have this already. I just wanted to kind of briefly glance at it. Now the cool part, these are the pairings. So Kristen, I mentioned you're going to be with Donna, managing the Mongoose. Jessica, do you want us to go by Jess or Jessica?
You can say Jess. Is usually easier to say, and that's totally fine.
That's cool. All right, Jess. Names are big to me. I have a twin brother, so we were always like, "Hey, help Hap," and so I like the real thing. So So Jess, you're with Aaliyah. Aaliyah, she's a high school student. Well, they call it secondary school here, right? But she's a secondary school student. She's big in the church. She's in the choir. She's quiet but really smart and sneaky intelligent, right? She doesn't want intelligence or anything. She's just real low key, but she can definitely help you a lot.
I should probably get going. Practice. Okay, thank you.
So sorry, I think someone's taken off. Anyway, so that, yeah, Monkey is Alex and Sabrina. Those are two local teachers. You guys are gonna love working with them side by side. Linda, you're with Emma Rautenberg. That's actually the pastor's daughter, one of them. Oh wait, Linda's not on. Sorry guys. Linda, for the recording, just so you know, you're with Emma, one of the pastor's daughters. Pam, you're with a wonderful young lady named Selena. She is another secondary school student, and she's just longtime member of the church. She grew up in the church, and she's looking for opportunities. I think she wants to be a teacher. So this is a chance to have a really talented young lady help out and help you in the classroom. And then an exciting thing, and this is really cool. This isn't how I kind of lined it up at first, but I think it's going to be fun. Graham and Daniela are going to partner, the two of the Wisco students, they're going to partner to run the turtles, keep track of those turtles, corral them, you know. So that's going to be really cool. They'll be working together. And then the last classroom, this is another pair of local teachers. And Rena and Kamisha, they are current teachers at Grace, and they're going to split a classroom for the week. They both couldn't commit to a whole week, so they're kind of splitting it. And then Allie, that's a typo too. I need to put a Y there. Allie, she is actually Emma's sister. So those are both Pastor Rautenberg's daughters, Emma and Allie. And then we already mentioned Brian and Danielle. Then we also mentioned a little bit before the pairings for music. Kristen, Hannah, and Sam. Sports, we mentioned Coach Philip, Brian. And then there's a gentleman, he's a Grace parent named Craig. Craig Tidwell, awesome guy. He's from like Oklahoma or Texas or something like that. He handcrafted his own surfboard out of teak here in Grenada. It's incredible. But just the guy's so full of stories. It's amazing. He looks like an old sailor, like Hemingway or something. But he's only, he's still, working age. He's not like a retired gentleman or anything like that. And then the last one's Coach Keisha. She grew up in the church and just a wonderful lady. She helps with a lot of the national coaching and does special ed. So this is kind of the sports team. Swimming, we talked about Jasmine and Jenny. And a little bit, we saw on the schedule too that Karen, Whitney, and Zach are kind of somewhat dedicated to swimming. There'll be chances to kind of move around a little bit, but at least at the beginning, Karen, Whitney, and Zach will be focused on swimming. And then there's a few folks here that are filling in a little bit. Alice she's actually a Kingdom Workers volunteer. She's on a one-year assignment down here, helping mentor the staff, the teaching staff, in their spiritual education and things like that. So she is a teacher of 40 years, and in most of them in Red Wing, Minnesota, if anybody knows the Minnesota area. But she's also a nurse, so she's great to have around, and she can swap in and out of any teaching role. And she helped design this curriculum along with Katie Rautenberg, pastor's wife. So these two design the curriculum. So if you have any questions, don't come to me. Because I'll just tell you to go to Alice and Katie about curriculum. Let's see. Really? Interesting. That's interesting, Pam. Just interesting note from Pam there. She's hitting me up on the chat. Said Alice is one of her former teachers of a friend. I'm waiting to hear stories. Okay. Then Nisha, she is the church secretary. She also does a lot of like Sunday school teaching. She's born and raised in the church. She knows the congregation. She knows the area. Just awesome young lady. And then Natalie Gibbs, she's a school parent. She's new to the church, but she's definitely been she's Grenadian, and she's going to help out Tuesday and Thursday of the week. And then Maria Hagman, she's going to be mostly doing swimming, but she also wants to help in, let's see, grade 1. So, no, kindergarten? Oh, I can't remember. She's going to help in one of these 2 classrooms. So Jessica, you might be getting some assistance in the afternoon from Maria. I think she wants to get more into teaching stuff, and so she might be kind of hanging around and helping you in the afternoon. But I don't remember if it's monkey or chicken. These names are great, right? So those are the pairings. I won't belabor the points. Everybody should have this anyway, so if you want to kind of review it, I just wanted to give it a quick glance. Cancel. Let's see. What's next on my list? All right. Went through the pairings. Swimming. Yeah, there's a couple of things I need to get just quick point out about swimming. If anyone who did not get this, email me or send me something in the chat. Let me know. This is the swim training materials, and everyone needs to do this before they get here. This is the this should all be in an email. I've got it on a nice Word doc here for the presentation, but this should be in an email that I sent yesterday. It doesn't take very long to get through these modules. I mean, we're talking 10 minutes a piece. They're pretty entertaining as far as swimming educational videos go. And then some tips and tricks. And what the reason for this is, and I'm going to talk about kind of the day-to-day schedule, because there's a quick adjustment that we had to make. There's going to be a training for swimming on Monday. And so let me go to that. So just look for this, make sure you've got this, and do it before you go. So I am going to close that. Let me bring up the daily schedule. So just briefly, Sunday, nothing's changed there. And really, all the rest of the week, everything's fine. But what I want to talk about regarding swimming and how it affects our schedule is this. On Monday, the old schedule stopped at 2:30, and we just picked up when we went home. And back to our lodging, right? So from 2:30 to 3:30, there's going to be a training session on swimming, going over basically what we just, what's in those training materials, and get some kind of practical experience to the theory that you get through those materials. And that'll be your training. And it's pretty simple stuff that we're doing with the kids. We're not, we've got, unless you're an advanced swim trainer, you're probably not going to be asked to do any kind of intense, swim activities. It's going to be really the basics: how to float, how to kick, how to breathe, just really simple stuff. So that's the Monday. And the other update, the big updates, Monday, we're not actually going to do any swimming. So on your master schedules, so I'll just bring it up here. So where it says swim, the master schedule on Monday, all of these areas, they're switching to, you ready for this? Kite flying. I know, right? So actually, in Grenada.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I know, right? So in Grenada, kites are huge. I mean, and some are really big, but I mean, it's people love it. It's like a national pastime. And yeah, I know. So every Easter, that's like kite flying season. And so we got a couple questions of, well, since the National Learn to Swim Week, which we're kind of coinciding with and partnering with to do the swim lessons, since they don't start swim week technically till Tuesday, and Monday is like an unofficial like kite flying holiday, no joke. So if we can work that into our camp, the parents were like, oh, that'd be so wonderful, right? So we're going to do that. And so I think some of the crafts for Monday are going to revolve around like painting kites with crosses on them and stuff, or how do you find the kite and the cross, or the cross and the kite kind of thing. And then we'll actually have a bunch of kites for each class to play with during that swim time. And so Monday, there's going to be no walking kids over to the pool or anything like that. So that'll be a lot of fun for Monday. The other thing about swimming is down here in italics here, we're going to alternate. So on Tuesday, we're going to start with the folks at the HelpPAP residence are going to, so I'll just write that up here, HelpPAP, are going to conduct swimming lessons. We're going to stay behind at Sogakoa at the pool and do swimming lessons. And then on Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll do Seabreeze, right? And then we'll just keep switching. So what that means is the team that doesn't have swim lessons, you get free time. Woohoo! And that way, we can alternate effectively, and it's not a burnout on anybody. I'll also be taking part in this, and if you want to see something ugly, watch me swim. It's terrible. But anyway, so that'll be the kind of the routine for the afternoons. And then one other thing that I've been working on for Friday is we are going to take an extra special tour because no one came back to me with food allergies or any food aversions. We are going to have a very special trip and go up to Fish Friday. And for those folks in Wisconsin, this does not mean a fish fry with potato pancakes. This is a cultural event that happens every Friday up in the fishing town of Wav. And awesome chefs come out and they just prepare lobsters and red snapper and mahi-mahi, and there's all kinds of local dishes like plantains and machine, and so we'll do that Friday after swim lessons. So I'd say Seabreeze team, probably even if you want to just bring clothes or something and maybe change, well, it's on the way, probably not. We could probably pick you up. It depends. We'll talk about it during the week. But that'll happen Friday. All right, so that's enough about the schedule. I got to keep the train rolling. I promised an hour. Let's see here. Look at my to-do list. All right. Okay. So we got, now I want to talk a little, those are a lot of the big items as far as training goes and schedules. Now I want to talk a little bit about island life and what's it gonna be like to be here, and go through some of the questions that I've gotten in the meantime since our last meeting and the emails going back and forth. So I guess first thing I want to talk about arrival, when you guys get here on the plane. First and foremost, I will be there. I will be at the airport on the other side of those customs gates waiting for you. And it's very interesting because the way it's set up, there's one way in and one way out. And there's actually a giant yellow sign that says way out. It's awesome. But I'll be there with the taxi or the car there to pick you up. And if you have any questions, I mean, if immigration and customs in Grenada, they can just be funny. That's the only way I can say it. It's nothing illegal. It's nothing against you. They can just, on a whim, search your luggage or ask you a bunch of questions. Expect that. It's okay. It happens to everybody. If you do get something that you really just don't understand, ask to use the phone and you can call me. And I've got some entry information that I'm going to send. Everyone's going to get this over the next couple days. And first, we're going to be tracking your flights. We're going to send you info on how to fill out your forms about where you're staying. It's different. You have to fill out on your immigration form where you're staying. So this is some of the information you're going to put in. And then there's a couple of tips on how to get through customs faster. So we don't need to really go deep dive into it now. Just know that this is coming.
We don't have to keep secret what we're doing, right? Because I'm just used to China. We're like, hey, I'm an English teacher. That's not like, if they ask us what we're doing now, then we can, oh, I'm here to help teach like Sunday school or something like that.
That's a fantastic question, Brian. Absolutely not. Be completely open. I'm volunteering at Grace Lutheran School in the Woodlands. Your kids should come to the camp. I mean, just be completely open about it. This is, like we were saying earlier in our last meeting, this is a Christian island. And they'll love the fact that you're helping out with the Bible camp. And just tell them, most people won't know Kingdom Workers unless they catch me on TV or radio or something. But most folks will know Grace Lutheran. And remember, THs are pronounced like Ts. So that, just know that this document's coming. The other question that I was getting is one of them is Wi-Fi access. And so I've got this housekeeping document. Oh, here we go. There it is, guys. Sorry, out of left field. So let's see. Wi-Fi, if I scroll down, where's Wi-Fi? Did I pass it? I think I did. What that? Okay, all right. I guess I didn't put Wi-Fi on here. Sorry, guys. No, here we go. There's mention to it. All right. Yeah, so there is going to be Wi-Fi on most of the island. It's not going to be like some integrated wonder city where you get it all the time. But most of the places you go, there's going to be Wi-Fi. Like the entire property at Grace, Wi-Fi. Sogako at the pool, Wi-Fi. Seabreeze Hotel, there's password protected Wi-Fi. The Helpap residence, 100% secure Wi-Fi. So if you need to do anything like you really don't want anybody spying on you, you can you can come to our house if you're staying at Seabreeze. And actually, if you need to, absolutely need to make communications, this is in the EAP, the safety stuff. If you need to make communications, the best Wi-Fi is going to be at our house or directly sitting in Pastor Rautenberg's office chair. Those are the two strongest Wi-Fi points that I'm aware of. So if it's urgent or like some emergency at home and you need to talk to somebody face to face, we can work that out. And I have an international calling plan. This is my next thing on the list. Your local phones, and this is all in this document. You're going to get this document tomorrow. Your phone won't work here unless you make arrangements with your provider. So you can go ahead and do that. I don't think it's going to be really worth it because there's so many Wi-Fi spots. And if you want to make the expense to do it, feel free. If you don't, and you need to contact anyone in the U.S. at any time, I have an international calling plan through Skype, and I can call any number in the U.S., landline or cell line, for nothing. So just let me know. I can call them at a second's notice on my phone. I've got unlimited data down here in the whole thing. Don't worry in that regard. Let's see. Also, Seabreeze team, I might have mentioned this before. I'm going to be giving one of you, and it's up to you. You guys can pick who the de facto leader is. I don't know. I might make it Brian because he'll be here on Friday. But Brian's already doing so much. I don't know. You guys can talk about that. Maybe you can swap the phone. But I'll definitely give the phone to Brian on Friday since he'll be the first one.
He likes doing a lot of stuff.
Hey now.
Yeah. That's great. So anyway, Brian will have the phone. You guys can decide who should have it after that. But anyway, so that's the big takeaways on.
We'll play rock paper scissors.
Yeah, I want to see that, like grudge match. Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top. Who remembers that movie?
No.
Old school movies. Go check it out. YouTube it. It'll blow your mind. Anyway, yeah, phone. We covered the phones. I've got a couple questions about doing excursions, and I'm still researching that because this much I know. The volunteer insurance that you get by being a Kingdom Workers volunteer does not cover you for doing excursion stuff. So I'm trying to find out if there's other options. You can certainly get your own private insurance and tell me to get lost. I do not encourage that whatsoever. I'm looking at some options that you may be able to do, like excursions and things like that. I just don't know yet, all right? And I will know today or tomorrow or Thursday. So stay tuned for that. All right. So those were the big things that I got. Oh, money. What am I talking about? That's another one. So money. When it comes to, like, I've got this note here. If you can at all possible, don't carry a lot of cash. I know, like the students, it's going to be tough because they don't have debit cards, right? But if you have a debit card, credit card, they're going to work here, and this will be in the note. You can pull out 370 US a day. That is an absurd amount of money to spend in a day here. So it's so easy to pay with debit cards and credit cards. The only thing I say, call your bank or your financial institution and let them know you're coming to Grenada. And be very, very clear and give them dates and where you're staying, anything they ask for. Because Jenny and I use our debit cards almost every day. And we hardly brought any cash with us when we came down. Otherwise, if you bring cash like US dollars to exchange, you could be looking at an hour plus wait in line. And the banks will not be open on Easter or the day after Easter. So getting cash is going to be tough. Now, here's the cool part about money. All the funds that you guys have raised, I've got all of the funding for food and your lodging in a Kingdom Workers local account here. So I have access to that cash at all times. So I will be paying for your lodging, and when we go shopping on Sunday, and that's right, the stores are open on Easter, and we're not in New York City. I'll give out the food allowance for the week, and we'll also have enough to go up to Fish Friday and have that kind of fun trip on the last day there. So that's how the food situation will work. For the actual any other money questions, send them to me in an email. Those are the big questions that I got before now. I did get some questions, more housekeeping stuff, now that I'm looking at it here. Cooking and cleaning, that kind of thing. Seabreeze team, you're on your own. For the folks that are staying in the HelpHap team, Karen, we've sent out a couple things back and forth. Let's just keep emailing back and forth and figure out what's going to work best, okay? Let's see. Packing items, yes. So in this document, there's a few packing items here. Like this is what Jenny and I usually take out every day, no matter where we go. So this will be in there. Sunscreen, bring it. Bring SPF 50 at least. If you stay in the shade, you could get by with 30, but if you're going to be in the sun, you better bring 50. That sun is direct, and I had to do a taping for aquaponics, and I was out in the sun without any sunscreen on my noggin, and it was I thought I was red. It was like 15 minutes. So it's no joke here, nothing to mess around with. So those are a lot of the housekeeping things. I did get a question about towels. Towels are at the HelpHap residence. No need for towels. At Seabreeze, they have towels for your day-to-day living. Beach towels, they do not have those. We have a plethora of beach towels here, but I don't know if we have 15. We might, but it'd be good to bring one. If you absolutely don't have room, let me know ahead of time, and we'll figure something out. Okay, that's all I have for those items. Now let me take a drink of water because we got something really cool coming up that I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you on a little tour of what we're doing. All right, I got some good things coming in the chat. Before I'll bring this up, and then hold on, I gotta look at my screen here. Sorry, guys. Awkward. There we go. So let me look at the chat here real quick because those are some good questions. Let's see. Well, we need adapters for our computers. At Seabreeze, at our house, no. At the HelpHap team, no. You don't need an adapter for your computers. At Seabreeze, they have 110 and 220, but I don't know if they have surge protectors. So if you have an adapter, and I've got one here I can show you somewhere. Oh, I took them out of my drawer. Sorry, guys. If you have an adapter, it's a little white cube, and you can get them. I'll send it in an email with that form. It's got a surge protector in it. That would be a good thing to take if you have access to it. Otherwise, I can give one of you mine. Let's see. And then I got a question. Please give us your international phone number to leave with family. Absolutely. I will do that. And actually, it's on my business card. So all of my signatures, my emails and communications, it's there as well. It's my U.S. number. It's an international number. 414-375. I'll put that in the chat. 4-375-2373. There. All right, so now let's go on a little trip. So, let's see, you're gonna click for, there we go. So these are the monkeys, mongoose, doves, and chickens that you're gonna be helping. The reason I show this is not just because of the kids. Look how diverse everyone is, right? This is Grenada. I mean, when you're walking around town, you're going to see this. You're going to see all colors of the rainbow. It's just the coolest experience. So this is actually the church area they cleaned out. Poor guy's got his leg in a cast. He just got out of that not too long ago, actually. All right, so this is the capital city of Grenada, St. George's. I mean, they got everything, right? They got like the awesome soccer football field right here. They got the big community college. Look at all these beautiful ships in the harbor. This is their main shipping port. You can see the container ship. This big dock here, that's the cruise ship jetty. So the team, the HelpHap team, will see boats coming in and out of this. Seabreeze, you just have a horrible view of the ocean, so I don't know. But this is the capital city, right? Pretty modern looking. I mean, it's got the old rustic stuff, but it's still, you know, it's great, right? This and Grenada's got the fabulous resorts. This is the Grenadian by Rex Resorts. The beach over here, the palm trees, the gardens, everything, right? It's got the rainforest. I mean, this is a solar water. I think it's a desalination. Excuse me, desalinization thing. This is a crater. Grenada's a volcanic island. This is the old crater top lake in the rainforest. Beautiful stuff, right? A tourist paradise. This is a middle-class home. Most people live in something like this. The house that Jenny and I live in is a little bigger, but we split it with somebody. But yeah, this is it. Now there's also places like this. Grenada runs the whole spectrum. You have incredible wealth and you have incredible poverty, and it's just the way people live. People that are here in a home like this, they don't think of themselves as poor. Well, I take that back. If they live near the capital city, they may get that impression. They may get the stigma. You get away from the island, there's just people, or away from the capital, there's just people that live like this, and that's fine. So the kids that we work with during the camp, they come from the whole spectrum. More of it. So we talked about those modern things. This picture and the modern things and the dilapidated things, this picture is from a project that Wisconsin Lutheran College students did. They're kind of right there. This is the only government-run nursing home and one of 2 nursing homes on the island. And the other one is very small and very private. So you can see these are the conditions that the seniors live here. And I'd say 80% of these seniors have some type of mental or physical disability. So like I said, we're talking wonderful wealth and abject poverty. It's tough. And the government has no funds to deal with things like this. This is what a typical school looks like. This happens to be at a special needs school. It used to be just a small school that was kind of transformed. But this is what it looks like, guys. This is it. Now, let me give you a perspective then. This is Grace. Oh, it didn't focus for me. Sorry, guys. This is Grace from the hilltop looking down at it. This is the campus. Much better pictures to come. Sorry for the blurriness here. But you can just see already how different that is. So here's Grace Lutheran Church and School, right? I mean, it's beautiful grass, wonderful equipment, fully modern building, and compare that to the typical school. Grace is an amazing place. It's a community center. It's awesome. And the folks that come to Grace to experience it, they need to know, they're going to know that this place is for them too. So this is where we're going to do registration each day. So there'll be tables set up here, and all the kids and the families have to come through this set of doors. This is the main school office. Time check. All right, I got about 10 minutes left. This is the little kitchen area where you can keep your stuff, your lunches, things like that. The kids will keep them on their own, just to let you know how modern the school is. This is the church. So this is where opening and closing ceremony is. This is where, Brian, this is the playground area where you're going to do most of your sports stuff. I think I got another area coming or shot for that. Classrooms, right? So there's a whole row of classrooms you can kind of see. This is the typical classroom. So all my teachers out there, all the teachers out there, this is what you got. I mean, you've got all the materials. You've got everything you need to be successful. And the tables are going to be set up for you. Everything's going to be ready for you. Just walk in and do the lessons. And this is where kids will have their activities and their crafts and their snacks and their lunch. This is also another area. If you want to get out of your classroom, you can go here and you can have your kids eat here. You can have your kids do crafts and activities here. It's right at the end of all the classrooms. And this is Jenny, another example of some of the kids you're going to be working with. Okay, Brian, this is what I'm talking about for sports. The team has this whole area. Believe it or not, this is AstroTurf. That's why it's like miraculously green when all this is brown. So this area here is about the same size as the brown area. The picture is a little deceiving. So you can do a full game of volleyball right here. And typically they do like football drills and tennis over here. So you have the whole gambit, and this is what you have to work with. I took this picture today, Brian. I'm sorry, this is the only storage they have for equipment, but this is going to be prepared for you. So this is volleyball and then tennis nets right here, these bags, and you can see all the different stuff and activities. And the teachers, if you want to use this stuff in your classrooms, whatever Brian and the team don't use, feel free.
Want to run a chicken?
That's right. And so this is Coach Phillip. These are all the kids playing football. There are some amazing footballers here. Really good stuff. There's the son of a Premier League player goes to Grace. And I think that's him right here, but I'm not sure. But this is Coach Phillip from behind. He's doing the coaching. Music people. Kristen, Sam, you'll be doing music up in this area. I tried to get a better shot from a distance, but that's it. This is where you're actually doing music. So you got all this at your disposal. You got guitars and drums and, it's kind of cut off, but there's bongos over here or congos and one big bongo. You got keyboards, mics. You got all this sound equipment in here to play with. And you can do all kinds of stuff with what, it's up to you. So now I'm going to transition to swimming. So I mentioned we'll be walking kids to the pool. I won't make you guess where the pool is, but this is the hotel right here. So we walk kids, this is the entrance, registration, right? You walk your kids down this road, out this way, down this road, into the pool. It takes about 5 minutes. And if the kids want to run, and you really want to tire them, no, I'm just kidding. No, walk them over there. So this is the actual pool then. So you can see, you look back from a distance, right? Here's up close. So this used to be the Chinese embassy. Now it's just the Chinese hotel. Now this is the actual pool you'll be doing swimming lessons in. Here's another shot of it from the hotel side. And I did try to get rooms at this hotel, but they're booked for a big national athletics tournament. So the whole entire hotel was booked. So I was like, well, too bad. What do swimming lessons look like, though? This is it. See, these are the swim instructors. They're not really swimming, right? They're just watching the kids, making sure they're doing their kicking. Here, this is a young lady, I think, from Kenya, amazingly. But she's just doing adult drills. I mean, this is all the swimming lessons are really going to be. This guy's nickname is Shark. You'll meet him this week, or next week for sure. Shark is awesome. But anyway, so that's what it looks like, guys. And so that is the slideshow. And I think I did that with 3 minutes to spare. So let me check my agenda to make sure I got everything covered. Yeah, the last thing, and then next steps. So I want to finish this with safety. I'm going to be sending, I sent the EAP, the Emergency Action Plan. And again, this is a pretty intense, detailed document that's supposed to govern only emergency situations. But there are a few key things that I want everybody to be aware of and one thing to print off, okay? And I'll show you. It is not that one. Let's see here. Where's that EAP? Right here. So everybody has to do this. So this is at the last, I think, 3 pages. Yes, it's the third to last and second to last page of the EAP. It's a pocket version of the EAP that has your vital phone numbers on it. It's got my number. It's got the U.S. Embassy, multiple numbers there, the direct line to the consulate. It's got the emergency medical stuff, the hospital number. All of that stuff is here. Where to go in case of emergencies, for departures, anything you need, checklist of different phases of what we have to do. In an emergency, what do you grab? I mean, this is vital stuff to have, and everybody has to print this out. Now, again, you don't need to read through all of this long document. All you have to do is have a digital copy of it, and if you want to have a physical one and you want to print it out, feel free. I have a copy of this detailed document, and in an emergency, it's my responsibility to put this plan into action. Okay. Now, the other thing about security, did everybody go and do step notification? You don't have to answer, but if you have not done STEP notification.
That's where you go online with the U.S. Embassy?
Yep. I'll just look it up now. And I will show you very quickly. It looks like this. So if you go, it's a Department of State program. You should see it. It's I'll put this in the chat as well, so you can, because everyone's going to get a copy of this. It's in the chat. You can go to that link. Everybody needs to enroll in this. It takes 2 minutes to do it. So make sure that that's done as well. Okay, last thing about safety and security, because I know we got 1 minute to go. There it is. So this is the ACE traveler insurance. So this is your insurance while you're away. Should something happen while you're traveling and you're, for whatever reason, you get separated or whatnot, I have all this information. It's also in your pocket EAPs, the contact number for ACE. So make sure to have this. I would print it out. I mean, there's even a card here that you can cut off on the bottom. If you have a digital copy, that's fine, because all you really need is these policy numbers. If you want to print out a copy of this, I'm going to send it to you in an email today or tomorrow or Thursday, so you'll have it if you do want to print it. Otherwise, we can print you one when you get here. And actually, let me scratch that. No need to print this stuff. I'll send it to you in the email. I will have this ready for you in a welcome packet as a printed copy when you get here. Let me go back to my agenda. All right. Yeah, that's it for safety and security. I think generally when it comes to, I'll just say a note on this, when it comes to safety and security, people are very, very friendly here. Most people won't even tell you when you're wrong or that you've offended them. They'll just nod and smile politely and go on about their day. So it can be easy to offend people. So really try to be, as Laura sent in that one email, be humble. Don't try to be a hero. Let people lead. All those types of things. Just try to be in the background. Interact in friendly ways. People love getting questions. So if you want to engage somebody in a conversation, asking them questions is the best way to do it, and to not come across defensive. There's very few places you can go in Grenada that are truly dangerous, and we will be avoiding all of those places. That said, just typical, be a great Christian example, and you're going to be fine here. It is really one of the safest places that you could go to do volunteer work, and we'll be doing it as a team. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers a lot of what we have. So I'll just go through kind of our next steps, and then I'll stay on this call. If anybody wants to ask me questions, I'll keep going. Otherwise, feel free to drop off after I share these next steps. So the next thing I'm going to do, there'll be a document coming that actually shares what the crafts are going to be. So for all the teachers that are on, all these crafts are going to be done for you. This is purely for your information, so you know what's coming, because you're going to have to help the kids, kick off, right? I'm going to put together or make sure that over the next couple of days, all the local partners that you're going to be working with, Donna, Selena, Aaliyah, Coach Phillip, that we get some type of communication between you and them. If we can't, that's fine. You'll meet everybody on Sunday during Easter service. There'll be a bit of a meet and greet after the service. But I'd like to get that going now. Again, I've said it before, the utmost thing for me besides spreading the gospel is safety. That's why I made sure I got it in. Print out those pocket EAPs and think about some of the safety tips that we mentioned. We're going to complete the swimming training. Everybody go in and do that before you come down. Teachers, you have your items and things you need to complete, so I'm not going to go through detail, but make sure those are done before you come down, if possible. And then I'm going to send you the arrival info to help you through immigration and customs, and the housekeeping items for packing and things like that. So those are the things that we have to do from here. And that's it, guys. Again, I'll stay on the call for anybody that has questions. But for now, if you don't have any questions, feel free to drop off.